Thank you, First Minister, for your answer. And you will know that I regularly raised issues with you and other ministers in regards to the flooding of land across Mid Wales. And you may recall the issue of flooding of homes in Llandynam I raised with you last February and indeed other areas. Of course, there's great anxiety and worry, as you will know, for people whose homes have been flooded, but they worry that their homes may be flooded as well. Now, we're currently in a position in Mid Wales where rivers are overflowing. Further flooding of low-lying land is expected today as a result of river levels in the River Vyrnwy and the River Severn. And currently, there's a number of Met Office warnings in place. Now, a key lever in terms of preventing and reducing flooding risk is the better management of the Clywedog and Vyrnwy reservoirs. I wonder if you can provide an update, First Minister, in regards to the works that I know you and NRW are involved with, especially in regards to the possibilities of enhancing the Clywedog Dam to provide greater resilience. It's also been my view for many years that the operating rules of both dams need to be explored and looked at to allow for greater capacity of storage in the winter months. Now, I know the counterbalance to that is those river levels, those dams need to be kept high in times of drought, but I'm absolutely of the view that those rules are out of date and need to be examined and explored. I wonder if you could update me, First Minister, on Welsh Government's involvement and discussions in regards to the operating rules of both dams. And finally, compensation for landowners when land is flooded, sometimes in a planned way, in order to allow for flooding of homes upstream not to occur. Those particular landowners will be considerably disadvantaged, and I wonder what considerations the Welsh Government has given in terms of supporting those particular landowners.
Shall I thank Russell George for the number of important questions that he's raised, and he's right to draw attention to the fact that across Wales today, with the amount of rain that we've had in recent weeks and with the volume of rain that is forecast for today and for Thursday and into the weekend as well, there will be communities anxious about what this will mean for them. And there is good advice for individuals available through NRW, its own website, and other sources of information. Russell George has, as he said, Llywyd regularly raised issues of concern in communities in his own constituency. He will know that there was a recent public meeting in Llandynam, and I know that he himself has been involved in further discussions with NRW on measures that could be put in place in that village. Purely by chance, Llywyd, I was travelling from South to North Wales at the start of last week and stopped off in Llandynam, partly to have a look at some of the things we had talked about here. And it's very easy to see for yourself, if you're there, how close the River Severn comes to the village and the flat nature of the agricultural land that separates the river from people's homes. The point the member makes about the Vyrnwy and the Clywedog reservoirs is a really important one, because some of people's concerns further downstream is that water released from the reservoirs adds to the risk of flooding, particularly at points of high rainfall. The Environment Agency is responsible for managing the releases and the water levels in those reservoirs, and it has been releasing water out of both reservoirs at the start of this year. Now, we have an assurance that they will be stepping back from that in the light of the weather forecast this week. But officials of the Welsh Government do remain in regular discussions with the Environment Agency about the operating arrangements it has for both reservoirs. I'm very happy to make sure that the points made by the member this afternoon are taken up further in those discussions.
Joyce Watson.